What happens when royal entitlement meets American straight talk? You get one of the most explosive and awkward television moments in recent memory, a live showdown between Prince Harry and Bill Maher that caught everyone off guard. This wasn't just another TV interview. It turned into a public unraveling, and for Harry, it was a moment he'd probably rather forget. It all started like any other episode of Real Time with Bill Maher. The set was familiar, sleek, modern, buzzing with energy. The cameras rolled, the audience was excited, and the guest list was packed. But all eyes were on Prince Harry, who had been making the rounds on American media to promote his new memoir and continue reshaping his public image. Bill Maher greeted Harry with his trademark smirk. "Prince Harry, thanks for being here," he said. "You've certainly kept busy since stepping back from royal duties." Harry smiled, calm and rehearsed, replying, "Thank you for having me, Bill. Yes, it's been quite a journey of self-discovery, finding my authentic voice." It was a polished response, filled with familiar buzzwords: journey, authentic voice, self-discovery. But that kind of language doesn't go unnoticed with someone like Maher. He leaned forward. "Authentic voice, huh? Interesting. Because from where I'm sitting, it seems like your voice has been pretty profitable." The audience chuckled nervously. Book deals, a Netflix documentary, Spotify podcasts. Not exactly the struggling everyman narrative, is it? Harry, caught slightly off guard, kept his composure. "Well, Bill, I think that's a rather cynical way to look at it. My family and I have bills to pay like everyone else. We're trying to build something meaningful." Bill raised an eyebrow, almost amused. "You live in a $16 million mansion in Montecito. Your security detail probably costs more than most people make in a year. Let's be real here, Harry, you're not struggling." There was a pause, short but heavy. Harry's posture stiffened. "I think you're missing the point. This isn't about money. It's about purpose. About using our platform to make a difference." "Speak truth to power?" Maher scoffed. "You were born into power. You had everything handed to you from birth. So, who are you speaking truth to, exactly?" Now the tension was obvious. The studio, usually lively, had gone quiet. Harry shifted in his seat, now visibly uncomfortable. "Look, Bill, it's easy to judge from the outside. But you haven't lived my experience. You don't know what it's like to be trapped in a system that controls every part of your life." "Trapped?" Maher repeated. "You mean the system that made you a prince? The one that gave you a global platform, generational wealth, and a press team?" Then came the moment that made headlines. Maher cut in again, saying, "Honestly, it just sounds like rich people problems. And I think most Americans are tired of hearing it." Gasps from the audience. Harry, now visibly red, shot back. "You don't understand the pressure. The public exposure. The trauma." "And yet," Maher said flatly, you keep putting yourself in front of cameras." The audience was divided. Some clapped, others sat in stunned silence. Behind the scenes, Maher's producers were in full panic mode. This was supposed to be a controlled conversation, a headline-making promo for Harry's memoir. Instead, it had turned into a PR disaster, live and unfiltered. Within minutes, the producers made a call. "Wrap it early." A show assistant whispered something into Maher's ear. He nodded. Then, with the most forced smile of the night, Bill said, "Unfortunately, we're out of time. Prince Harry, thanks for being here." Harry, clearly aware of what had just happened, nodded once, stood up, and walked off without another word. Especially the parts where Bill Maher called out Prince Harry for living a luxurious life while claiming to be trapped, were uploaded to social media within minutes. Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube exploded with comments, reaction videos, and memes. The confrontation had gone viral before the show even finished airing on the West Coast. Hashtags like #Maher vs. Harry, #Entitled or Empowered, and #Realtime Showdown were trending worldwide. Some viewers sided with Maher. They praised him for asking the hard questions that most media outlets avoided. Finally, someone said what we were all thinking, one user posted on X, formerly Twitter. "Harry's been playing the victim for too long." Others felt Maher went too far. They accused him of being disrespectful, even bullying. You invite someone on your show and humiliate them? That's not journalism. That's ambush, another user wrote. But what about the royal family? Reports suggest that Buckingham Palace was not amused. While the palace officially did not comment on the interview, insiders claimed that senior royals were deeply embarrassed by the public fallout. According to one royal correspondent, Prince William found the whole situation frustrating and sad, especially as it once again pulled focus away from royal work and back onto his brother's public drama. For Prince Harry, the consequences were more immediate. His team went into damage control mode. Within 24 hours, a statement was released by a spokesperson calling the incident a misunderstanding and saying Harry had not been removed from the show, but that the interview had been cut short due to time constraints. But the audience knew better. The tension was clear. The early wrap-up was not planned. Sources close to HBO claimed that producers were furious, not at Maher, but at the breakdown of the interview's tone. One insider said, "We knew Bill would push. But even we didn't expect it to go nuclear." Meanwhile, public opinion continued to split. Polls showed that around 62% of viewers thought Maher won the debate, while about 24% sided with Harry, and the rest felt it was a bad look for both. Media outlets across the US and UK published headlines like, "Prince Harry storms off set after heated debate. Bill Maher destroys royal narrative in fiery interview. Royal spin fails as Harry crumbles under pressure." Even late-night comedians jumped on the story. Jimmy Fallon joked, "Prince Harry said he wanted to find his voice. Turns out it sounds a lot like $signs." But it wasn't just jokes. The moment marked a turning point. This wasn't like the Oprah interview, where Harry and Meghan controlled the story. This was unscripted, raw, and unfiltered. And for the first time, many Americans saw a version of Prince Harry that felt less relatable. Behind the scenes, sources say Harry was deeply shaken by the experience. According to an LA-based publicist who has worked with the Sussex team, he expected tough questions, but he didn't expect to be challenged so publicly, so personally. Meghan Markle, according to some reports, was upset but not surprised. One anonymous source told a British tabloid, she warned him this could happen. Bill Maher isn't the kind of host who plays nice. In the weeks that followed, Harry canceled several upcoming media appearances. Some say it was to regroup, others believe it was to avoid another unexpected clash. Either way, his press tour took a noticeable pause. As for Bill Maher, he doubled down. On his next episode, Maher addressed the controversy directly. "I wasn't rude. I was real," he said. "If someone comes on my show and wants to preach, they'd better be ready for questions. That's what this table is for." His comments drew applause from the audience, and even from fellow media figures who praised him for staying true to his style. But the biggest takeaway wasn't who won the argument. It was the shift in tone around Prince Harry. For years, he had been the sympathetic figure, the royal who walked away, the man who lost his mother, the husband standing by his wife. But now that image was cracked. And for the first time in a long time, people began asking hard questions. Was Harry still a relatable outsider? Or had he become part of the privileged elite he once criticized? Whatever the answer, one thing was clear. This was no longer just a bad interview. It was a turning point in how the world sees Prince Harry, and he may never fully recover from it.